Hello, hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. In the last episode, we were exploring the Commons and seeing just what has changed whilst Artin's been away, and at the very end of the last episode, we were about to head into Tapster's Tavern. Well then, who's chilling out in here?
Oh, wonderful. A dwarven tavern. I've always wanted to try some of their ale. I hear it's quite potent.
Qwinn! I did not take you for an ale lover. Huh. Now then, Cora, some guy called Nevin.
You're not welcome here, exile. I don't care if you're a Grey Warden. I liked your brother. If you need to speak to one of my patrons, do it quickly. But don't expect me to serve you.
Very well, I don't need your attitude. Do you serve Balin? Ooh. I'm very intrigued by number 2. Here's the thing, I don't think Artin would be so... Trian was murdered. Trian wasn't particularly nice to Artin, and he, let's be brutally honest, he would have made a piss-poor king, but at the same time, that's who the vast majority of, you know, the common folk of Orzammar were expecting to be king. So they probably had all these kind of, like, oh, once Prince Trian is on the throne, blah, 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 like, they probably had all of these hopes and expectations riding on him, and everyone thinks we killed him, so... Do you serve Balin?
Yes, and he disgusts me as much as ever. But with him, you know what you're getting. I expected more from you.
Very well, I don't need your attitude. Balin killed Trian. I was framed. Oh. Now, you might have noticed this, but I've been avoiding topics like that. There was earlier with the Servant of Scholar Gertek. This was 2 episodes ago, last Fridays. There was the option to say, because the Servant of the Scholar was saying, oh, my Scholar Gertek thinks that you were framed, and there was an option to say, I was framed, it was Balin, and I instead chose to inquire about who this person was. Because to be perfectly blunt, I don't think Artin would be running around being like, Balin killed Trian, Balin killed Trian, for 2 reasons. One, that sounds incredibly childish, because the Assembly has declared we were the murderer. At that case, it's kind of like, oh no, I didn't kill them, John did, I'm innocent. Like, no one's gonna believe that. You're just like, oh, it's a murderer trying to pin the blame on someone else. Oh, and they're pinning it on their own brother. How classy. Like, no one would believe us. 2, this... going around saying things like that would bring dishonor on House Idukan. The fact that... Because I would assume that Balin is now the head of House Idukan. Oh, that's an unpleasant thought. So not only are we showing disrespect to the new head of our ex-house, still our house in our hearts, we will always be Lady Idukan, but also the idea that we're just going around telling people, oh yeah, House Idukan is super chaotic, people are murdering each other left, right and centre, people are being framed for those murders, it's bringing a lot of disrepute on House Idukan's doorstep. Artin isn't avoiding these options for Balin, she's avoiding these options because they would deeply upset her father. Her father is dead and she gets that, but still she can respect his memory by not insulting the house he loved. Very well. I don't need your attitude.
You have some nerve.
Bet your ass I do. Oh, Nevin, who are you? Ooh. Oh, I've heard of dwarves who get in fights about every time they drink. Oh, he's singing! and those who need to have a woman just to help them think. And if you want to see a dwarf whine and beg and plead, just pour out all his ale and take away his mead. There's never been a paragon of wisdom or of thinking. But though I tried a time or two, I ne'er got raised for stinking. But hang around here long enough and don't you go a-blinking. 'Cause someday I'm gonna be the paragon of drinking. Everyone's gonna have a dream. And apparently his dream is becoming king of the drunks. Good for you.
Afternoon, stranger. You looking for a stool to share a brew?
Not interested, thanks. Who are you? Don't mind if I do. You looking for a fist to share your face? Now, I actually was not expecting him to say that. I thought he said something along the lines of, you know, like, oh, I'm not looking for company. Maybe it's because we're playing a female dwarf. He doesn't recognize that we're the ex-princess, and he's just like, ooh, an attractive lady. Come and have a drink with me. I think Artin would ask this guy who he is. Who are you?
Name's Naveen. I fight with Prince Balin's Expeditionary Field Unit. Yourself?
I'm Artin, a Grey Warden. I'm Lady Artin Iduken, in my heart I am. You work for Balin. Who's your unit fighting? I want to say number 2. I want to say it with all of my heart and soul, but it's not factually correct anymore. Yeah, I'm guessing that he's being so friendly because he doesn't recognize us. And he, like I said, I'm pretty sure that if you're any other race, or if you're a castless dwarf, he kind of is like, oh, I don't want any company. Ooh. Oh, well, we've been exiled. And I think in terms of her alignment, I think Artin she's lawful something. I'm not entirely sure what. I don't think she's lawful good. She's probably lawful neutral. But I think as much as it hurts her, and as much as she keeps that title in her heart, I think she would respect the fact that the Dwarven Assembly chose to exile her and strip her name from the memories. Sad times. I'm Artin, a Grey Warden.
You don't say. Good folks, Wardens. I was in the Deep Roads when that one came by. What was his name? Dukan, Dunka, something like that.
Thanks for the drink, but I should go. You knew Duncan. You work for Balin, who's your unit fighting. I was also there. Oh. I'm guessing that maybe he encountered Duncan when, so this was after Artin met up with Duncan in the Deep Roads, and as they were exiting, maybe they passed this unit. Maybe that's why Artin went up to speak to him. She recognized him, perhaps. I was also there.
Guess that's why they picked you then. Every Grey Warden ends up there. That's where they send you when you're ready to leave this world. Go die in the dark, putting away as many vermin as you can. Getting more crowded these days, though. Lots of people interested all of a sudden. We go back tomorrow, and we're not the only ones.
Thanks for the drink, but I should go. Who's sending you out? What are you looking for? Who else is in the Deep Roads? What are you looking for?
Balin ordered us in at first bell. He's splitting us into 4 teams to search for some of the lost tigers. Looking for signs of Bronca, I guess. Seems to be who everyone's after.
Who's Bronca? We know who Bronca is. Who else is in the Deep Roads?
Lord Harriman's got his own men there, all looking for signs of Bronca. Guess the city's getting to miss having a paragon. Everyone wants someone to put in charge.
Who's sending you about Balin? Okay. Thanks for the drink, but I should go.
Watch yourself. Orzammar politics are getting near as dangerous as battle.
Well, he seemed friendly enough. I imagine he probably did at some point recognize her, but he seemed very pleasant. Okay, so thank you for the information, Naveen. Now, who else do we have here? Ooh, Nervous Adventurer over there. And Lord Helmy. Ooh.
They're everywhere! I can't take it!
Ooh. Mate, are you alright?
What? Get away! You'll change like the rest! Monsters hidden in all my friends!
What are you talking about? Is this Darkspawn corruption or just madness? That is a very fair point. I imagine Artin has seen Darkspawn corruption, just given the fact that she's been around dwarves who go out to fight in the Deep Roads. At some point, you know, you're going to have to deal with that. But he doesn't look corrupted. Like, he doesn't have the black veins going up his face. He's got his colour quite well. And he's nervous, but he's not... He sounds paranoid, really. What are you talking about?
They follow you. Once you are in the story, they possess your friends and follow. See? I found copies. All from the same pen and older than the ones in song. Dormant my arse. Take them. I want out. I won't disappear chasing a lie. I won't.
Flippin' heck. Unbound. Ah, more of this. So we've read this excerpt. 3 weathered parchments with 3 versions of the same incomplete story. Excerpt. And when his kingdom fell, so disappeared the stolen riches of an age. The beast, the unbound, dormant until one of the true spirit claims his throne. So must hunt the hero of his people, the principled who would search for ancient evil. This is how they can make a real difference. Scribbled in the corner in a shaky hand, 3 pages, 3 ages, same story updated. Same as the tavern song but older. Signature torn on purpose, but compare and get Willem Madon. All from him. How? Very odd. And then, anyone else in here?
Told him I don't understand why the provings aren't open to everyone. I mean, it's how the ancestors show their favor. Do they really need our help to decide who's worthy? And then he practically slapped me.
So Artin doesn't know which noble Lord Helmy is talking about, but she's probably nodding along in the background like, yeah, I can imagine that.
Lord Dennick Helmy, honored Desher of the Orzammar Assembly, and terrible disappointment to my esteemed mother, who doesn't like me spending time in taverns. So I'm curious. You've been living on the surface, right? Does it function any worse than Orzammar for having abolished caste?
You know me, word travels fast. Again, Artin, you're the ex-princess. Of course he knows you. And especially, he's a lord. You probably know this man. A controversial opinion for a dwarf of the assembly. Things are hardly equal on the surface. I'm not looking for introductions or a debate. Goodbye. So here's the thing. Artin isn't looking to abolish the caste system. She's looking to make it more flexible. I think she likes the idea of everyone knowing their place, but at the same time there needs to be a bit of give in that. People who could be excellent smiths get stuck being warriors because they were born into the warrior caste, and you know, that kind of thing. I wish there were... Things are hardly equal, and so here's the thing, I don't know how the game is going to take that. I don't know if that's like... Things are hardly equal on the surface, as in, it's alright for having abolished it, for not having a caste system, but it could use some improvement, or if she's saying things are hardly equal on the surface, as in the caste system is great, we can't look to the surface. So I think I'm going to avoid that one, just because I can't tell the tone with that. Which does leave me with 2. My guess is that perhaps Lord Helmy spends a lot of his time in the tavern, and as such Artin, who didn't spend any of her time in the tavern, never, like, she knew of him, and presumably she knew that their thoughts kind of aligned, but maybe she never knew how much. A controversial opinion for a dwarf in the assembly.
Very good. I guess someone already told you I was good for nothing, drinking my life away at tapsters. Or did they leave off at greatest shame to ever fall upon the assembly? I've always liked that one. You know, most smiths and tavern keeps would make decent dishers if we gave them a chance and a seat in the assembly. Orzammar are so mired in tradition, no one bothers asking if the castes are even necessary.
Like, Artin didn't mean that as an insult. As I said, Artin herself has controversial opinions. Not quite as controversial as abolish the castes entirely, but still, I think maybe he's a bit drunk. He's a little bit tipsy, and maybe he misunderstood. That's what I'm going to go with. So you get to vote on the next king. How does the caste system work? Anyway, Artin knows that. I should get going. So you get to vote on the next king.
Me and 79 other fine, upstanding examples of how someone who's born into every privilege inevitably wants more. They're not fond of my views on equality.
Who are you voting for? Who are you voting for?
I doubt either candidate has been outside the Diamond Court in his life. But Lord Harrowmont seems a bit more forgiving. Prince Balin's brilliant, I'll give him that, and subtle as sin. But I don't think anything in Orzammar matters more to him than winning.
I should get going.
As you wish.
I think if Artin had known about Lord Helmy and just how progressive he was, I think Artin probably would have told her father, I wouldn't mind marrying him. Out of all of the people in Orzammar, he is the least offensive to me. I'll go with that one. Also, I think she can agree with him. I want to see the log. Where is it? There we go. I don't think anything in Orzammar matters more to him than winning. I think Artin really agrees with that. I think that Balin was always the overlooked child. Always. Trian was the disappointment. Artin was the favourite. Balin was forgotten. And I think that I think you could argue it's kind of Balin's revenge. He's been hiding in the shadows, biding his time. Oh, you want to forget I'm here? Okay, let's see what that gets you. Oh, you've been stabbed, you've been framed, you're gonna die in your sleep. I'm the new king now. Boom. And as I mentioned, Artin was never really... She never really cared about getting more honor. That was never what she was about. And I think it would disappoint her. I think she can look back and think on, times from their childhood. Maybe they were playing chess and Balin throwing a tantrum when he didn't win. And Balin kind of thinking, it's not the winning that matters, it's more so learning the opponent's strategy, because next time you might be able to predict what they're going to do. And, ooh. Janar, hello.
Welcome to Janar Family Armors. I must say, you look like our type of people. Looking for a new set of mail? At Janar's, we have everything from leather to platinum.
Let's see what you've got. You know anything about what's happening with the king? Are you part of the Smithcast? No thanks, I'm not interested. Yeah, I think Artin is just kind of going around trying to find out what, the regular people think about all of this, how they're doing? You know anything about what's happening with the king?
I stay out of politics. It's not good for a smith to get the attention of those who grant vendors licenses. Lord Harriman's a fair man. My father did business with him, and he always paid on time. But the Idukans have served us well. If it is the ancestors' wisdom to keep them on the throne, I cannot object.
Obviously, he's part of the Smith caste. He's selling armor. Just let me see what's in your store.
Of course. Keep in mind, we also take items on trade.
What do you have, my fine fellow? Ooh, that is nice. I would like to get Artin a better dwarven sword. But she's rather lacking in strength. Nothing there. Okay, he didn't really have much, but it was nice to talk to him. He's kind of on the fence.
It will be done.
To be honest, I can see the majority of people being on the fence. It's from lower down, it really, everyone kind of looks the same at the top. Then. Oh, okay, that is locked and we can't get in. Commoners. And a Nug Wrangler.
I knew I should have stuck to common nugs. I've gone and lost them too. I'll never find them the way they skitter.
Common nugs? I don't like those. They look dirty.
No way I'm going back to that supplier in Dust Town. Guess I'm shutting it down.
These things dangerous? If I see any nugs, I'll send them your way. Good luck with that. Artin knows nugs aren't dangerous. They make very, very tasty roasts. If I see any nugs, I'll send them your way.
Good on you, stranger. Only need one to turn this around.
The fact that he only needs one nug, that, are nugs like, tribbles? They can just reproduce on their own,
Excuse
no
me,
worries.
Do you have a moment?
Oh, of course we do, miss.
Oh, I actually was talking to your companions, or are you from the surface too?
Can I help you? Yes, you could say that. Artin would never say she's from the surface. She lives on the surface currently, but she is from Orzammar. Get out of my way. Artin wouldn't say that. Can I help you?
I've been trying forever to find someone who really knows the surface world. I don't suppose you've heard of something called the Circle?
The Circle of Magi? Of course I've heard of the Circle. My companion here is a senior enchanter of the Circle. Why is a dwarf interested in the Circle? Sorry, can't help you. Yeah, Qwinn. She's from the Circle. My companion here is a senior enchanter of the Circle.
Oh, my lady, it's an honor. I've never met an actual mage. Is it true you can manipulate nature's forces with your mind? Like you were born with lyrium in your veins?
Don't let the glamour fool you, child. Wielding magic is a dangerous occupation and a great responsibility.
We'd be happy to answer any questions. Why is a dwarf interested in the Circle? Oh, great, a fan. Sorry, I'm busy. She seems interested in it. I think Artin can understand why this young girl might be interested in the Circle. Magic is very foreign to the dwarves of Orzammar. That's got to be intriguing in and of itself. So she just seems like a very happy young girl. I see no reason to be dismissive of her. We'd be happy to answer any questions.
I've been trying to reach someone there for years. I've sent missives with every caravan, but I never get a reply. I want to know if they would accept me for study.
Do you want me to ask them? Why wouldn't they? You're crazy. Dwarfs can't do magic. You want to leave Orzammar? Sorry, can't help you. Under normal circumstances, I would be like, Artin would never say you're crazy. Maybe she's just a bit stunned. Like the you're crazy just slips out when she wasn't thinking. Because I think that would be her first thought of wait a minute, what do you mean study? You can't do that though. You're crazy. Dwarves can't do magic.
I don't want to do magic. No dwarf can cast spells, but I don't see why I shouldn't study it. It would be a valuable exchange. Orzammar would learn of one of the great natural forces of the surface. And the Circle gains direct access to our knowledge of lyrium smithing.
I can bring the Circle your request, and what would the messenger get? Ridiculous. Stay in your place and leave the mages alone. No. This is exactly the kind of thing Artin wants. More connections with the surface. Why shouldn't the Orzammar learn about the Circle? Why shouldn't Orzammar learn just how useful magic can be? Even if we can't use it, maybe we could get some kind of exchange program going with the Circle. They send mages to Orzammar, they help us clear out the deep roads. We send over some smiths, help them make runes, or like help them with the lyrium smithing, something like that. Yeah, that sounds like a good trade-off. I can bring the Circle your request.
That would be wonderful. My name is Dagna, daughter of Janar of the Smithcast. Tell them I've already begun reading the Tevinter Imperium's Verticum Kadab, and it's just fascinating. Did you know the Imperial Magister Lords once had genealogies of every human family known to produce a mage child?
She's so enthusiastic and adorable. I'm glad we're helping her.
Oh, I'll go pack my bags right now. I'll be waiting by my father's shop.
I do agree with Liliana there. Dagna is so cute. I love her. Okay, now then, I want to go and collect this nug. Actually, I'll be passing this way, but I'm already halfway there. Come on, buddy. Get in the box. Thank you. And Garen. What do you have to sell? Nope. Excuse me, there we go.
And welcome to Garen Garrison's luxury goods shop. Wow, there are a lot of you. And I've never seen one of those before. The things they come up with. What was I saying?
Have a look at my shop, I hope. Nothing coherent. Are you alright? That I should see myself out. Yeah, this guy seems very distracted. Are you alright?
Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't notice. Most people don't anymore. Or maybe they're too polite to mention it. I had a little incident a few years back. Too much time with the raw lyrium ore, you know. Maybe it was a bad vein. I cut myself and the dust got straight in the blood. Since then, it's been a little hard for me to concentrate. Except when forging. Then I'm straight as an arrow. Best work I've ever seen. Look around the shop. See for yourself.
Thanks, I will. I don't understand what happened to you. Aren't dwarves immune to lyrium's effects? I'm very tempted by number 3, but my main question is, surely Artin would know this, that dwarves are immune to lyrium, but not if you're getting it in your blood. Not like if you get lyrium in your blood, you're dead. Like dust in the blood, this is what happens. Like lyrium adult, she would know that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she would know that, so I'm not gonna ask number 3. Thanks, I will. And then, ooh, tome of physical technique. Oh my god. Oh, he's got a lot of nice stuff. Oh, I am. That's good. That's really good, and we have the money to get it. Oh no. That is also really good. Oh. Oh, he has a lot of good stuff. Okay, grab that. Gold amulet. I'm pretty sure that's one of the gemmed bracelet, and I think also the gold amulet are like gifts you can give to anyone, so I'll skip them. Oh. Do I want to get Life Giver? Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna look at my notes, because I wrote down some of my my more favorite accessories that I like to use. Was Life Giver one of them? It wasn't, but it is a damn good ring. It is such a good ring. It's such a good ring. Oh. And I'm so tempted by that as well. Ooh. I'm gonna grab that. That's too good. It's too good. I can't say no. And you know what? I think... yeah, I'm gonna grab that as well. Again, it's too good to say no. Okay, so I am just about out of time for this episode. However, let me grab that first. Okay. Now then, what do I want? I'm thinking... I'm gonna grab Dual Weapon Mastery. There we go. Okay, so in the next episode, I do believe we'll be heading up to the Diamond Quarter. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.